there. Welcome to another episode of the Wake Up to Your Life podcast. I am your hostess with the mostest, Colleen Odegaard. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for listening. It means a lot because I know there are about a bajillion podcasts out in the world. So the fact that you stopped here and you hit play makes me feel so happy, and I am honored, and I will try not to waste your time. No promises, but I'll try not to waste your time. Today, I want to talk about something called main character energy. Main character energy. Maybe you've heard that term. When you hear that, what do you think of? What does that make you think of? Does it make you think of the Instagram influencer who's like in her bikini and dancing around and she seems like she's obsessed with herself? If that's what you're thinking of, I want to erase that image from your brain and have you think about how you could stand to have a little more main character energy in your own life. 3, 2, 1. Hi, I'm Colleen Odegaard. One day, I was an Emmy Award-winning television journalist, married to the love of my life, and had 2 beautiful children living under my roof. Then one day, I woke up to a life I didn't recognize, divorced, in a career transition, with my 2 boys grown and out of the house. I had to get really comfortable being alone really fast, or I was going to lose my shit. This podcast is about reinventing yourself in a new season of life, getting to know yourself again, and having more peace, more love, more levity. This is Wake Up to Your Life. I want you to have more of this. Okay, so what does this mean? To me, main character energy is a belief in yourself, a belief in your abilities, a belief in your gifts, knowing what you know in your heart of hearts about yourself. You are the main character of your story. I'm not saying we don't think about the other characters. We love the other characters. But knowing who you are, a strong sense of self. Main character energy is a strong sense of self. It's a willingness to try new things, to put yourself out there, not to just sit in your home night after night, living your rote life same way every day. That's not main character energy, okay? We're willing to try new things. It's being authentic. Really, it's being authentic, who you are. You're able to express your opinions. You know what you believe. You know what you think. You face challenges and obstacles. They're going to be there. And instead of crawling under the covers and saying, I can't do this, I'm not doing this, it's too hard, I give up, that's not main character energy. You're going to face them and possibly overcome them. You might not overcome them, but you're at least going to face them. Okay? What main character energy is not? It is not narcissism. It is not a personality disorder. It's not being self-centered. It's not selfish. It's not about feeling superior or better than other people. That's not main character energy. Because main characters care about other people. Main character energy allows other people to shine too. If you're walking around feeling good about yourself, you want to walk around and lift other people up and you want to let them shine. You're not grabbing the spotlight every time. You're allowing it to shine on those around you as well. And in fact, you're giving them your hand. You're picking them up out of the hole and you're bringing them up and lifting them up. That's what main character energy is. So when you have this, when you develop this for yourself, you'll notice that you start to attract other people who are like that. And, you know, my producer, Kristen, has made fun of me before for saying, because I don't love the word manifest. I don't know that I totally believe in it. Kristen is laughing right now behind the camera for those of you watching on YouTube. But I do know, like that law of attraction stuff, it just makes me cringe a little bit. But I do know that when you have more main character energy, you are attracting people who are like that. You're attracting other people who are authentic and who have a sense of confidence and who try stuff and put themselves out there. And that's pretty cool. When you've got a network of people like that around you, it's so much fun. So having main character energy does not mean that you have to be an extroverted person. It does not mean that you're constantly seeking the spotlight. It is really more about loving who you are and living from your values. I remember one time someone asking me, what are your values? And I thought, well, be a good person, That was kind of a weak answer. What does that mean? Define it even a little deeper. What are the things you really care about? What are your top 5 values? Take the time to figure out what they are. Live from that. Things flow from that. That's main character energy, baby, for sure. So how do you cultivate more of this feeling that I'm talking about? And maybe some of you, it feels so far away, you can't even imagine feeling like that. You say, I'm insecure. I'm the least confident person. Oh my gosh, I'm a wreck. This feels light years away. How do you cultivate this? I'd say start small. Do something you're proud of. And it can be a teeny tiny little baby step. Do something that you're proud of. Set daily intentions and honor them. Don't make them unrealistic. Don't make them things you're never going to do. Start small, but set them and honor your word to yourself. Honor your word to yourself. Do esteemable things. You want more self-esteem? Do things that are esteemable. Yes, we have inherent goodness. We inherently are lovable and worthy. Inherently, it's our birthright. Esteem is something different. You want more self-esteem? Do things that are esteemable. Do some badass shit. And for you, your badass shit may look very different than her badass shit, and that's totally fine. For you, doing something scary or brave might be creating your online dating profile. For you, it might mean speaking up in a meeting. It can be something different for everybody. It doesn't have to be starting a podcast. It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be so grandiose. So start doing those things, setting the daily intentions, keeping your word to yourself, doing things that make you feel proud of yourself. You'll start to feel better about yourself. Doing those things that align with your values and goals. Now, I know that it is easy to put other people's needs before yourself. And oftentimes, that is the right thing to do. So don't hear me say, don't worry about everybody else and just think of you. That's not main character energy. Sometimes it is the right thing to put other people's needs before yourself. If you are taking care of babies in your home, yes, you have to put them first. Their needs need to come before yours right now. But does it mean you completely neglect yourself? No, that's when you hire a babysitter or you ask your partner or a family member, a trusted neighbor or friend to help you out and watch your kids so you can take that time for yourself. That's what that means. I know that when I was raising kids, my kids are older now. I've mentioned before, they're 21 and 23, but when they were, we were all in the house living as a family, the 4 of us together. When I was married, my kids were the main characters faux show. I mean, they were totally the main character. And I was like in the ensemble with no lines. I had relegated myself to the sidelines for sure. And my schedule really worked around all of their things and their activities and what they wanted to do. I didn't take any time to do the things that I cared about, needed to do, wanted to do. Occasionally I'd see friends, but even a lot of times, hanging out with friends looked like hanging out with their friends' parents. That's what it looked like, not necessarily what I wanted to do. I didn't take date nights with my then husband, and to be fair, I was working full time at a very demanding career and raising kids. So there wasn't a lot of margin with time. And maybe you, listener, are in that place right now. You're thinking, yeah, I'd love to have some time for myself, but I can't because I'm working 2 jobs and I'm taking care of the kids and you don't understand my life. No, I do understand your life. I do. But there's still ways to cultivate a little bit more of this into your busy, busy life. Because what happens if you don't? What happens when you don't do this? Your life ends up being a reflection of something that you don't even know how this happened. It's kind of the life that happens to you, not a life you're going out and creating. It's not a reflection of the essence of who you are, or of your values, or of your passions, or of what you care about, or of your talents. Not unless you create a little bit more of this stuff, like, yeah, I'm front and center, baby. And again, front and center doesn't mean you're dancing in your bikini on Instagram, unless you want it to. Go on with your bad self. That's totally fine. But you have to define what that is for you. I never waved the white flag when I was drowning in everything and in the thick of it. And that was a mistake. And I do think it was hard on my marriage. I mean, we did not have these regular date nights, as I mentioned. And it's because I felt so guilty about working full time. This ridiculous guilt that we put on ourselves. I felt so guilty. And I just thought, if I'm not working, I need to be with my kids. Your kids are going to be fine if you don't go to the soccer game. Now, I'm not saying don't go to any soccer games. That's not super cool. That's not why you had kids. You want to be part of their lives and see their activities. But if one time you don't go, I promise they're not going to be scarred for the rest of their life. They know you love them. If you're doing your job, they know you love them. It's totally okay. I wish I had done that more. I do. I wish I had done that more. So it's much easier for me now as an empty nester to focus on what's important to me. I did something recently that is so main character energy. I took an improv workshop, and this came about. I'm in a fundraiser for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. And coming up October 3rd, 2025, I will be doing stand-up comedy. They asked me to take part in this. And I said, this terrifies me. Yes, I'm going to do it. So as part of this, they have us going to these improv workshops and working with some comedy coaches. So I had my first improv workshop the other night, and I was scared. I wanted to cancel. I wanted to quit the fundraiser. I wanted to say, I've changed my mind. I'm going to walk into this room full of strangers. They're going to make me do embarrassing things. Forget it. I don't want to do this. But I went, and it was awesome. I know you're thinking, Colleen, you're not shy. I'm back on TV, if I haven't told you that already. I'm back hosting a daily live lifestyle TV talk show in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I podcast. And you think, you're not shy. This will be so easy for you. This is very different. Stand-up comedy is different than anything I've ever done. I've never done anything like that before. So it's not like I have a leg up, okay? It's still scary for me too. I mean, maybe I have a little bit of a leg up, but it's a terrifying thing for me. What makes me confident is doing these things I don't know that I'm going to be good at doing. And that will make you confident too. Saying yes to the improv class, not knowing what was going to be asked of me, worried that I might make a fool of myself. I didn't walk in there feeling confident. I walked in there feeling terrified. That's how I walked in. It's the act of doing that gives you the confidence. So stop waiting to feel confident before you take the risk. You probably won't feel confidence first. You probably won't feel that first. You're going to take it, do the thing afraid, and then the confidence will come. I put so much into being a wife and mother and really defined myself by that. And that was the most important thing to me, being someone's wife and being someone's mother. And then when I was no longer somebody's wife, it was confusing to me and I felt kind of groundless. I wanted to give up. I wanted to write the story like the end, close the book. That's my page. But if anything, the past few years have taught me is that anything can happen to any of us at any time. And, I have been heartbroken over the breakup of my family. Sometimes when I see families together, I feel a little jealous. I feel a little bit sad. And sometimes I even give in to my little pity party and I allow it for a moment or two. But then I think, how can I take care of myself in that? And then I have to get back to main character energy space, which reminds me, and part of the reason I've been able to get to where I am is because of adopting this main character energy mindset. I'm in great physical health right now. I feel good in my skin. I feel good in my body. I took a big bucket list trip. Again, I'm back to a career that I resisted for a while, but damn, I'm pretty damn good at it, And it's like they came calling. The timing was beautiful because at the time I was available and I'm back to doing the thing I love. I'm back to podcasting again. All this happened because of deciding, hey, this is my life. What do I want to bring into it? And now I'm having all these incredible conversations. My life is fuller. My life is richer. So you may look at main character energy and think that it's selfish, but I will ask you this. Do you like showing up burned out? Do you like showing up for your kids, burned out, you're stressed out, you're overworked, you're resentful, you're snapping at them, you're snapping at everyone around you. Maybe you feel a little dead inside. You feel, not full-blown depression, but you're kind of, I guess this is okay. People around you don't love that. Like your coworkers don't like that, your kids, your spouse. We want to show up as the best version of ourselves. And we get there by knowing what we really care about, living from that place. I'm not talking about putting yourself first at all times, as I've mentioned, at the expense of others or at the expense of your relationship with others. What it does mean is something more like this. If people ask you to do something, someone says, hey, I know you love to take pictures. Do you think that you could take pictures of my family this Saturday for graduation pictures of my kid and of our whole family, because we haven't done family pictures in a while. And you go, yeah, you know what? I have an opening on my calendar. Sure, yes, I can do it. Before you say yes, think about, does this align with what I want to do? And really be honest about it. If it does, great, do it. But just because you can say yes doesn't mean you have to. Think about going back to your list of things that you want to accomplish, your goals, what you want to experience more of in your life. And think, no, I've got this block of time Saturday afternoon. I'm going to work on writing my book. I'm going to work on creating my perfect keynote speech. I'm going to work on this painting that I've been wanting to do. Whatever your thing is, put your attention to that. Main character energy helps you to set boundaries, which is fabulous. And everybody's better off when we set boundaries. Usually the only people who don't like it are the people who love to walk all over you. They will not like your boundary setting. But if they love to walk all over you, maybe you don't want them in your life. So it's not a selfish thing to do. I want you to reframe it. So again, what main character energy is not, it's not about being selfish and self-centered and narcissistic. It's not about that, but it's about knowing who you are, getting in touch with your voice, using it, say it loud and proud, honey, know who you are and share it with the world. And share it in your creative expression, share it at work, share it with your family, your friends. I'm telling you, you're going to feel so much better and they're going to love it. The people around you will love it. It brings up your vibration all the way around with your friends, everything. I promise you that. So if this episode can help someone you know, I would like you to take a screen grab of it and post it on your Instagram, tag me if you would, or just hit share episode and share it with a friend. In fact, do it right now. If you are on a walk and you are listening to this and you're thinking, yeah, baby, I want some main character energy, share this episode with others who you also would like to see step into that energy and do more of what it is that lights them up, lights them on fire. Okay, would you do me a solid? Thank you. I feel confident in asking. I'm a little scared to ask, but I'm asking anyway because I got big energy, right? At least today I do. Again, thank you so much for listening to the Wake Up to Your Life podcast. I love this community we're creating. We're still finding our legs here. I'm trying to figure out what kinds of offerings I will have for you or how we can meet together, whether it's virtually or in person. I'm working on all that with producer Kristen, so stay tuned for that. But again, thank you for listening. I am rooting for you. Thank you so much for listening to the Wake Up to Your Life podcast. I love connecting with you, so reach out to me on Instagram at Colleen_Odegaard. My podcast is also on YouTube now, so you can leave a comment on the podcast episode and tell me what resonated with you. You can subscribe to my channel at the link in our show notes. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next episode.